Hi everyone, welcome back to Amazing Women's World. If you are watching for the first time, please hit the subscribe button to watch latest videos of fashions and trends. Also tap the bell button for future notifications so that you won't miss any of my upcoming videos. Appreciated for subscribing. Hello friends, in this video I'll show you the latest pattern of Angarakha stylish designer pattern kurti. The bodice is highlighted with the piping and the portly buttons, highlighting the V-shaped neckline with the piping. So let's quickly start. For the main bodice of the kurti, I'd be using 2.5 meters Kora fabric, and for the designing part using this ash color brocade. We also require some straight strips as well as bias strips for the preparation of the piping and the dory. Now let's see the marking of the measurements. This I'm doing only for the front panel. I've folded towards wrong side. Start giving the markings from the fold, marking the margin line. Mark half of your shoulder length. Here I'm marking 7.5 inches. 1 inch shoulder slope. This is optional. If you have down shoulders, then only mark the shoulder slope. Mark half of the armhole length, which is 6.5 inches, and mark the midpoint of that, which is 3/4 inches. And on that point, we'll mark fourth part of the chest line, which is 9.5 inches, along with the seaming allowance of 2 inches. Connect the points with the lines joining. From the midpoint of the armhole to the chest point, connect with the curved line like this. This would be the markings of the back panel. Now I'll mark 3/4 in from the midpoint. I'll connect with the shoulder slope to that point, and again from that point to the chest point. This would be the markings of the front panel. Now from the shoulder line, mark 15 inches, which is the waist line, and mark on 22 inches. This would be the hip line. Now on the waistline, we'll mark fourth part of the waist length, which is 8.5 inches, with the seaming allowance of 2 inches. And on hip line, mark fourth part, which is 10 inches here, along with the seaming allowance of 1 inch. The bottom hemline flare is of 13 inches. Now I will join all the points, marking with the line, using the hip curve or the shaper's scale for marking the lines easily. Now from the hip line to the hemline, mark with the curved line like this. Now give the seaming allowance of 1 centimeter near the armhole, shoulder line. And now we'll mark for the neckline. The neck tip would be of 6 inches with the neck width of 3 inches, marking V shape like this. Start cutting on the marked lines. Now I'll give the markings for the designing on this kurti. On the waistline, mark like this. This is of nearly 4 inches. From there, mark it straightly till the hemline. And to another side, we'll design for the bodice. I'm showing the markings towards back side, but later we'll do the designing on the front. This is just for the guidance that how the markings would look. Extend that waistline to another side. From the right side shoulder line, we have to mark the curved line connecting to the waistline. I think you can clearly see now the markings I have given on the bodies. As I said, for the designing I'd be using this ash color brocade. This is on single layer. I have given the margin lines here and opposite side. Now I'll lay the draft of the kurti on this brocade, holding on the marked line like this. I'll place kurti marked line on the brocade marked line like this and transform the measurements of the kurti. Take note that the designing I am marking here for only one layer. Cut on the marked lines like this. Now this is the panel or the kale will align with the kurti. Now I'll show you how to mark and cut to design for the body. Place the kurti right side part like this and give the markings and also the curved line. See, the markings of the body should look like this. I'll make it dark to make it visible. Also give quarter inch seaming allowance on this curved line. Now I'll cut on this marked shape. The bodice panel would look like this. Now we'll assemble all these panels together. For the concealing of the neckline, we have to prepare the interfacing. Mark margin line on that. Mark neck width of 3 inches with the neck deep of 6 inches. Marking the same V-shaped neckline like this. Also mark 1 inch all around this neckline. Now I'll cut on these marked lines. I'll lay the glue side of the interfacing on a piece of fabric and get it pressed well so that the interfacing will stick on this fabric. I'm done with the cutting part and I'm also ready with the pipings with the bias as well as the straight strips and some portly buttons, dory for the knot and the hanging. Let's start with the concealing of the neckline first. Align the interfacing with the body's neckline and join together. I suit the interfacing with the neckline. Trim off the extras. Now give the slits all around the neckline. Turn the interfacing towards wrong side. This is how the V-shaped neckline would look. Now I'll place this bias piping underneath this neckline and I'll give the top stitch. Reaching towards the center of the neckline, trim off with leaving little. Continue sewing. Reaching to the center front, again place the piping to another side underneath this neckline. Both the piping should overlap to get the perfect shape in the center. Also give one more top stitch to this side like this so that the underneath seaming elements will be settled. I will place this brocade panel on the kurti bodice and I'll join the side and the armhole, giving the rough stitch. On the curved raw edge, place the bias piping like this. Start sewing. Keep away the underneath main bodice of the kurti. Till the waistline we have to join this. Now on the main bodice, I'll give the markings to join the potli buttons. Mark for 2 inches to place the potli buttons. Now underneath this piping, on the marked line, we'll place the potli button, aligning the brocade bodice with the main bodice of the kurti. A little tough job when you are joining these buttons. You should lift the footer and run it firmly. Continue sewing, joining all the buttons underneath this piping till the waistline. Reaching to the end of the waistline, place the dory string end like this. Continue sewing. Now to another side, fold the seaming allowance in, and on the waistline, start sewing. Trim off the extras like this so that we can align it easily. Also join the sides of the bodice. And the bodice designing would look like this, highlighting the neckline with the piping. Now we'll design on the downside of the kurti. Place the panel on the waistline like this. This is towards left side we are doing. You can see the marked intersecting lines here. I'm just extending that from the waistline to the hemline. It will be easy for the joining the designing panel on this main bodice. I laid this base and sewn towards side and the down. I left with another side and on the waistline. Now I will show you how to join this with the piping. Place the straight piping on the panel and start joining both together, keeping away the main bodice of the kurti. Now turn the piping to another side, place it on the marked line and start joining the designer panel with the main bodice of the kurti. Placing the piping on the marked line, start sewing. Reaching towards the waistline, place the dory string underneath like this and give the double stitch. Continue sewing on the waistline. I'm done with the designing on the kurti. Now to the end of the dory string, I'll join the designer fabric latkans. For that we'll require the square shape of piece like this. Conceal two sides like this. Place the dory end, inserting in the center of the latkan, folding it diagonally like this. Sew on the raw edges. Now turn the string towards right side. Trim off all the extras and you can see here designer fabric latkan is ready. And the final look out of this designer kurti of the latest Angarakha style pattern kurti with the beautifully designed highlighted with the V-shaped necklace and the dory hangings. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please do try, like and share. Subscribe for more videos of latest fashions and trends. Thank you so much for watching. This is Radha signing off. Love you all. Take care. Meet you with another interesting video. See you all.